guys, welcome to the Untamed and Unafraid YouTube channel. My name is Millie. I am a Master Life Coach, certified REBT and CBT coach. I'm also an intuitive business strategist for service-based entrepreneurs and an energetics healer. So today I wanted to share with you some common roadblocks to getting into creative flow. You probably already know the feeling, right? There's a deadline looming, there's things that you want to do, you're probably trying to create a promo post or a value post, but your mind goes blank. It's like, I have nothing, nothing. It's like your brain is frozen, right? And you can't think your way out of it. But luckily, I'm going to share with you today some common roadblocks that will help you get into creative flow. Some of those might be easy, some of these might not, okay? Really, it's about getting to the root cause as to why the roadblock is even there. So number one is fear of failure. Most people, so you're not alone, are afraid of failing for a lot of different reasons. So one of the common reasons is that they see it like as a one-way street to disaster, like they don't want to fail. So if you spend a lot of your time trying to make sure that everything is perfect, your email marketing campaign has to be perfect. Your client onboarding has to be perfect. Everything just has to be perfectly done before you actually go into that action step, right? Because the more perfect everything is, the less rejection you will experience, or at least that's what you keep telling yourself, right? Because you don't want to fuck up. You don't want any bad reviews. You want to have 100% ratio of success, right? Especially when those sales calls come, that can be a little daunting as well, right? You don't want to sound like a complete idiot on a sales call. I totally get it. I've been there. But what happened is that fear of failure is actually the mirror image of perfectionism, right? And so if you do have this idea that nothing you can do will be good enough, it has to be better and better and ever, then you're actually self-sabotaging yourself by keeping yourself from moving forward. If you have like this fear of failure, that fear is actually defining your identity, okay? Because it means that you're less likely to take risks, and you've actually put off even starting, or you start and then stuff gets hard and you quit or you pause, right? Or you tell yourself, I'm multi-passionate, so I'm just gonna go pay attention to this shiny object over here. And you're going to forget about what you were doing, right? But then that other thing that you just decided to focus on, you don't finish that shit either, right? And so pay attention to your fear of failure, okay? Redefine creativity as a series of experiments, for example, right? If you experiment with your energy, if you experiment with your client avatar, you experiment with your voice, how to express your voice, right? If you see it as an experiment of what works for you and what doesn't work for you, then that's not necessarily failure, right? Thomas Edison, how many times did it take for him to make that light bulb? Okay, he didn't find 100 ways right? He didn't fail 100 times. It was he found 100 different ways of how something doesn't work, or something like that. So if you do have a fear of failure, it's really easy to turn it around. Like me, you can see the humor in everything. That's a great attitude to have. So you can borrow that from me. Okay, let's go on to number two. Number two is that there's not enough time, and I do see this a lot with a lot of entrepreneurs. They put a lot of stuff on their plates so that they avoid the hard stuff. They avoid the connecting. So a lot of the time when you are a service-based entrepreneur, the number one thing you have to be doing every day, every single day, is connecting with your ideal audience, right? Connecting with your ideal perfect clients. And if we have a fear of failure, or if we have other underlying issues like fear of rejection or worthiness, right? Even if you're not if you're not sure about your pricing points, okay? If you're a service-based entrepreneur and you're not comfortable with your pricing on your services, that can all actually hurt you. And it can be a clear indication as to why you're procrastinating by saying there's not enough time, right? Because that ticking clock is gonna keep ticking. It ticks for me, it ticks for you, it ticks for everybody, right? So if your schedule is probably crammed right now and you feel like you're never gonna catch up, take a deeper look as to why you feel and believe that your schedule is cramped. Odds are you're avoiding doing the hard work, what you consider hard. And if that's the case, it's very easy for you to fix that. And we fix that by working on your confidence, by working on your clarity, by having a game plan of how to reach your goals, okay? So don't accept that your schedule is too full. Don't accept that you don't have enough time. We all have the same amount of time, okay? And there are people out there doing great things with the same amount of time that you have, okay? So that's just a lie and an excuse that you've convinced yourself that you now believe to be true because it's just easier, right? And look, I get it. It's hard to do those hard things, right? It's sometimes it's exhausting emotionally, mentally, physically. But those signs, those are really clear signs as to what needs to be fixed, right? And what you should focus on fixing so that you're not stuck in the same place you are right now in your life and your business next year or 5 years or 10 years, right? So I would look at what you're doing on a daily basis, okay, and figure out where you can carve out some time and what things need to go into like the like immediate focus list and like the later in the week focus list, for example, okay? So let's move on to number 3. Number 3 is that you're still staring at the screen. So odds are, if you're a service-based entrepreneur, you need to be online, right? That is actually where we get our clients, online, whether it's social media, whether it's through lead magnets, whether it's through email marketing, right? There's always some type of marketing that needs to be done. A lot of the time, we have to write our posts, right? Your social media posts, which is an introduction, an invitation to someone getting to know who you are, what you do, how you can help them, right? Your amazing, amazing abilities to do what you're good at. But if you're sitting at the desk staring at the computer or a blank page, you're not gonna get anywhere, right? And if you've been trying to write or problem solve or create something and it's not happening, the very best thing that you can do is go for a walk. Go for a walk, make a cup of coffee, have some me time, take a shower, take a bath, okay? Just step away. Get out of the environment that's keeping you stuck, okay? From an energetic standpoint, right? I am an energetics healer. What I would recommend from an energetic standpoint to clear out your space, okay? Declutter, open up some windows, get some fresh air in, bring in some nature into your workspace where you spend the most time in, okay? Some incense, some candles. You can clear out this space with Palo Santo if you want, right? A sponging stick. There's different things that you can do, whatever you believe in, whatever you have that's handy, okay? So that you clear out this space. Also, what you can do is you can set an intention before you actually sit down at your computer, okay? I do this with my clients. I set the intention before I get on a call, even if it's like a strategy call or discovery call or a one-on-one call. I set the intention that I want to be in a clear headspace and in an energetic space, in a creative space, so that I can share what I need to share with my clients so that they can have a breakthrough, right? You could do that for yourself. You're allowed to set the intention so that you too have a breakthrough, so that your creative juices are flowing, right? And what happens is if you're staring at the screen and that tends to be a constant issue, then you can look at the energy in the room, the energy that you have. Are you excited about writing the posts? Are you excited about reaching out to your ideal client? You should be excited to get to work, right? Work shouldn't be work. If you're a service-based entrepreneur, I'm hoping that you picked a niche that you're excited to work in, that you're knowledgeable in, because if not, that's where a lot of the blocks come from, because you're not going to feel confident in what you do, okay? So are you excited? Ask yourself that question. Am I excited to do this, okay? If you're not excited to like write an email, or you're not excited to write a blog post, or you're not excited to reach out to your ideal client, find the underlying reason why. Why am I not excited about this? What am I afraid of, okay? Get to the root cause, okay? Number 4 is if you're feeling negative, and this really connects with all of them from 1, 2, and 3. Because if you don't feel there's enough time, if you're staring at a black screen and not knowing what to say or how to show up, if you have a fear of failure, you're 100% going to be feeling like this negativity in your space, okay? Which is going to turn into that negative thinking, negative beliefs. I can't do this. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. It's easy for everybody else. What am I doing? Who do I think I am? So if you're sitting there frowning and thinking that you can't do it, you're pretty much guaranteeing that you won't be able to do it, because all you're doing is stating the fact, right? You're stating, this is hard. I can't do this. It's not going to work. And your brain's going to be like, okay. And the energy around you, okay, universe, angels, aliens, whatever you believe in, who are here to give you what you ask for, they're going to say, okay, if that's what you believe in, I'm going to give you that. And from a karma's perspective, okay, what's going to happen is that your internal world, how you feel, what you believe, what you think, it's going to show up in your external world. And so the external world is an exact fucking mirror of who we are. And so if you're thinking that, if you're feeling that, then you're going to be more susceptible to creating that reality for yourself. And it's just going to guarantee and confirm that, oh yeah, I'm negative. I suck at this. I can't do this. So reel back in your feelings, okay? Think about, why am I feeling like this? Where does this feeling come from? One of the exercises I do with my private clients is that I have them look at where they first experienced that feeling of not being good enough, of not being smart enough, or comparing themselves, right, to others in their field. When were you neglected and rejected? And we go back to that more often than not. It's happens in your childhood, okay? Because from the age of birth to 7 is when we get a lot of our belief system imprinted into our belief system, our mindset, our energetic levels, our spiritual levels, and our DNA as well. And so we want to find out when we first were feeling like this, when we most recently felt like this as well. And then we delete that belief, we prove that belief to be wrong, and then we imprint a new belief, okay? So make sure that the self-talk that you are having with yourself is positive. And if it's negative before you sit down to work or to connect to your ideal clients, then I would again step away from my desk, go have a cup of coffee, go do some, positive mindset work, go do some journaling, listen to an upbeat song, upbeat music, get yourself in a really high vibe state. And that's going to start a really good cycle for you, okay? It's gonna delete that cycle of gloom and low energy, because what happens is that if you're feeling like this, it's actually a vicious cycle. It's a repetitive cycle, and more often than not, it's not the first time this has happened to you, okay? It's a repetitive cycle. So you want to really reject that feeling, okay? And so remember that you are your first client, you are your best client, and you can't sit there feeling the way you do, believing the negative things that you do about yourself, and expect the external world to feel differently, right? If you feel negative, then the external world is going to feel negative towards you, because you attract what you are. You attract what you feel. You attract what you think. You attract what you believe. So if you're having these common roadblocks getting to creative flow, I hope these tips helped you out and that you're able to now create a new reality for yourself. Let me know in the comments what you think about this video. I send you massive love, massive abundance, and I will talk to you guys later.